Good afternoon, Dothan District Preachers. This is Dr. Sam Parks, and I am inviting you to the Dothan District Preaching Cohort. Several of you got to spend some time with Dr. Jason Borders looking at the book of Acts as a whole. He gave you some great exegetical information there. And now we're going to actually look at building some sermons for Eastertide, beginning on April the 19th. You will see that there are several lections from Acts chapter 2, beginning on the 19th and then going ahead. And then we have lots of other stories in the book of Acts about how the Holy Spirit creates this new community, and what they become is so different from the culture around them. They encounter a certain amount of resistance, but then that resistance just propels the gospel into all corners of the world. And so we're going to talk about how we might be able to preach even in our own culture about this movement of God and how God continues to act through us who are his modern day apostles. So there you go. So that's going to begin on Thursday, March the 26th at 6 p.m. and it will happen via Zoom. So you're going to find the details for that elsewhere in this post. So please feel free to connect at the address that I will show you. There's also a little explainer video in the information down below that will tell you how to connect with Zoom if you've never done that before. What do you need to connect to Zoom? Well, you'll need a smartphone that has a camera and a microphone on it, or many laptops have a webcam and a microphone built into them, or you can purchase a webcam and microphone. Usually the microphone webcam comes together in a combination, and so you will need those in order to do this very well. Hopefully one day we'll be able to actually be in the same room together and we won't have to use this kind of technology. But until then, Zoom is what we have. So what else how else could you prepare for our sessions together for us to make the most of our time? Well, one of the things, the first question that I always ask myself when I'm looking at a passage before I ever look at any commentaries or anything like that, I just simply ask this question: what is God doing? What gracious thing is God doing in or behind this text? What gracious thing is God doing in or behind this text? And then why? Why is God doing it? What is the problem toward which God's grace is rising? That kind of forms the backbone of my sermon when I discover those two things. So you might want to take a look at the first few passages. We'll probably take a look at 3 or 4 and begin to dissect them a little bit and see if we can find some ways to do a good job of proclaiming the gospel in our own age. So that's Thursday, March the 26th at 6 p.m. I'll have the Zoom room open a little ahead of that time, so please feel free to join us for that hour. Hope you'll come. Now, do you need to register? You don't necessarily have to, but it would be great for me to have an idea about about how many we're going to have. So if you could contact the district office and let them know that you're planning to attend, that would be super helpful. Look forward to seeing you then. Thanks.